Hello. Now back to Bachi Chronicles. Um, so the next story. Let's see. We finished with the Navy. Got out. Separated here in Japan. Now it's time to find work. And I made a goal for myself by 24. If I didn't have something going on here, then go back to the States and see what happens. So I got out. I was what? Say 18, 19, 20, 21. I think I was around 21 when I got out of the Navy. And finding work looking it's hard because I didn't speak the language. I didn't speak Japanese, and you know, like any foreigner in a foreign country, you gotta find whatever jobs you can do. So I found this construction job working for a gas company. It's like putting in gas lines for new houses. And because I didn't speak the language, I would basically dig holes all day, just all day, every day was just digging the holes from this place to this place. And they would give me a stick and say this deep or this wide and this deep and from here to here. The bad thing is it's like new, like Japan isn't like what we know in Missouri or anything where there's land and hard gravel rocks and then the soft dirt. Everything here is hard gravel because it's so many buildings built on buildings built on buildings. So to dig a hole for say 100 yards or 50 yards, it took hours because you have to use the jackhammer to loosen up the gravel and then dig out a little bit what you could. Then you hit another layer of concrete or whatever's underneath. It was very physical, but I mean I was in shape at the time, and it was a good workout, I guess. And then I was still doing martial arts. I found a teacher here that was teaching me, so I trained with him all through my military. Even when I got out, I continued training with him. And it's a gas company. I mean, there was this old man that worked at the company that he was the boss's brother. Nobody liked him, and I guess he went bankrupt from wherever he was from, so he had to come to Tokyo to get away from I don't know IRS or whatever it was. So he started working at the gas company just to make some extra cash. And since nobody liked him, they stuck him with me because I couldn't speak Japanese and nobody wanted to hear what he said anyway, so it was a perfect match. So yeah, he would tell me where to go and he would sit in the truck while I dig holes all day. So it was a good, I didn't have to deal with anybody. I just, he slept or he always wanted to go play Pachinko. Now, Pachinko it's gambling. It's like pinball, but it's gambling. And I didn't know that. I knew it was gambling, but I didn't know that you could win money. And like every day, we went and played pachinko. That was his for lunch. Play pachinko. If we get off work early, go do pachinko to make it look like we're busy. And because I didn't speak Japanese and I'm the foreigner in the company, I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. And that's a boss's brother. I just went along with it. Like, what can you do? So we'd go to pachinko every day, and I would spend like $20, $30. And what you do is you get these buckets of balls, like little ball bearings, BBs looking things, big like fat BBs, and you put them in this machine, and it's a stand straight up type pinball machine, and you turn this little controller, and as you turn the controller, it's the strength of the way the balls will come out. And the harder you do it, the more they'll fly out. But the goal is like in the machine, there's like little holes and spaces like jackpot balls. And so if you can get the balls in there, then it opens up a door. So every ball that you get into that door when it's open, you get like 10 balls back. So one ball gives you 10. So the whole point is to get that little flap to open up. And I mean, of course, it's a small machine, so it's little spaces. So I'm doing this every day. And when you win, you get your balls. You get buckets, like boxes of balls if you win a lot. Or you win nothing, go home with nothing. So when you get the balls, I personally thought that you turn the balls in and they give you these credit. And they give you like a little plastic cards with credit on it, like $5 credit, $10 credit, $20 credit. And they have a little shop. So it's set up with little cookies and drinks and snacks and potato chips and like wallets, like Chanel wallets or whatever, really expensive stuff. So the more of those credits you got, you cash in for the prizes. And there was no change. I mean, if it was a $10 worth of chips and you give them $15 worth of credit, you lost $5. So every day I'd win, I'd win a little bit here and there. I'd lose. I didn't care. It was just like playing a video game to me. It was not for the gambling. And I got so many cookies and chips and bags of stuff that the car was just full of chips. And I did this for like 6 months. Like I had so many cookies and chips and snacks in the car, in the truck, like just everywhere. So I didn't want to go anymore. I'd just sit in the car and try to sleep for a couple hours because it was long hour days working, getting there at 7 in the morning, finishing at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And by the time I get home, take a shower, whatever, sleep for like 3, 4 hours, and then up in the morning back to so I was tired anyway. So I was like, you guys play, I'm gonna sleep in the car. So the manager of our group, he is the boss's son. So that's his uncle, the old man that I'm working with. So one day they're like, it was raining or something. We couldn't do something. So, the boss's son came, the manager, and he was like, well, what do you want to do? And the old man was like, let's go Pachinko. There's a big one around the corner. The one we always went to. He made it sound like it was like never been there before. So we go there, and there's a guy at the Pachinko place I made friends with because he would always sit next to me. He'd buy me Cokes, and he'd bring me whatever when he went to go get some drinks. And when we were leaving, if I had extra balls because I didn't want no more chips, I just gave him my bucket of balls. So I'd be like, here you go. At first he's like, no, I don't want it, but I didn't want any more chips. I didn't want any more Cokes or drinks, so take them. So I just give him the balls and we'd leave. And and then the old man, he would just be like, oh, you didn't win today. I was like, yeah, too bad. What can you do? No more chips. So we're at the Pachinko place with the boss's son, but the manager. So we're there, and I'm sitting there, and that guy comes and sits down next to me and says hello, and he gives me buys me a Coke, and he's teaching me Japanese, and he's telling me, oh, this machine is a good one, because when you do it, like little things come out like digital, like a screen, so it tells you that you're getting close to winning big, or like slot machines. So I didn't know all this, like because each machine has like a different theme, like it's Resident Evil or Godzilla or something. And when Godzilla comes up and knocks down 3 buildings, that means if you can get something in there in the next 5 minutes, you'll get a big cashback. So this guy would always teach me this stuff, and I could care less. I was just playing a video game. So I was on a roll. I had like 4 buckets of these balls. And the boss comes, and he was like, we got to go. But he sees the buckets, and he sees that the machine is doing something weird. It was an Ultraman machine. And Ultraman's flying and flying, and like 7, and then almost stopping on 7. So the boss is like, no, finish. You're about to win big. And I was like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll go. He's like, no, finish. So with what little Japanese I knew, he's telling me, no, finish. So I'm like, no, I just give him the balls. I'm good. And he's like, what? No. So we're kind of arguing. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm good. So he's like, finish. So he's like, just do it a little bit more. So I do it. I hit a jackpot. I win like 2 more buckets of balls. And I'm just like, I don't want no more chips. And the boss is looking at me. He's like, what? I was like, snacks, no. Too much. I'm trying to explain to him the best I can that I just don't want it. I'm just like, iranai, which means I don't want. Iranai. So he just doesn't understand what I'm doing. He was like, no, money. Which here they do this for money. So I was like, I don't want to spend no more money. What are you talking about? So I'm trying to give this guy next to me these like 6, like this stack full of these balls. And the boss is like, no. The kid next to me is just like, well, what does he do kind of thing. So the boss puts him on a little cart and rolls them to the front. And I'm just like, oh my God, if you want the chips, you can have them. But do you know how many chips I'm going to get for all these buckets of balls? It's going to be $100 worth of chips and crackers and snacks. And I've already got $200 in the truck worth. So he takes them at the counter, and the lady cashes them in. She's like, oh, good job. You did a good job. So he gives me like $600 in credit, kind of like these credit things. And I'm just like, I don't want it. And I'm like, I keep telling him, iranai, hoshikunai, which is like, I don't want it. So he's just looking at me like, are you stupid? So I was like, I don't want chips. I don't want, it's too much. And he was like, no, chips, money. So I'm just like, whatever. And I give him the cards, and he was like, come with me. So we go outside, and around the corner, there's a little window. And what you do is you give the person in that little window your chips, and they give you money. But it's not the exact amount because of their fees for transferring it over. And I had won like $550. It was like $600 worth of chips or balls. So I'm like, what? And he was like, money. You don't play for chips, you play for money. So I was like, so you can get money back? And he was like, yeah, and that was $600. I was like, hold on, holy shit. So I'm thinking, so this whole time I've been giving this guy next to me like a bucket. One bucket is about $50. I give him 2 buckets or 3 buckets or 1 bucket. So this guy's buying me a Coke, and I'm giving him $50 of credit, like $50. Like, no wonder he liked me so much. No wonder he probably thought I was just like a rich foreigner just come to Japan and just giving money away. So I went and I found out after that, I researched it a little bit. So in Japan, gambling is illegal, except for like on horse races and boat races. And I think they're changing the law now because they're trying to open casinos. But the venue itself can't pay you the money. So what they do is, as long as the person giving you the cash outside of the venue, then it's not breaking any laws. So when you go out the door and you go around the corner and you give it to that person, they buy those cards for you, and then they sell them back to the venue. There's some weird system that they have set up, but you actually win money. So that was my first pachinko experience. I don't know how much money I would have won in the time that I was working there, because I won a lot because I didn't care. I was just playing a video game. So if you ever come to Japan and play pachinko, that's the point. You win the balls, take the balls outside around the corner, or take the little credit cards they give you around the corner, and there's a window, usually within maybe a minute, 30 seconds to a minute walk from you just around the corner somewhere. You go in there giving your cards, and they give you cash. So you can win money. And slots is the same way. You do the exact same thing with slots. Except for the slots here are, it's not like in the States where you pull the lever and it just stops 666 or 777 333. There's actually like images really fast, and you stop each window one at a time. And the people that are really good at it, they know when they see like a purple blue stripe that they wait 1 second and then stop it. So they'll be like purple blue 1 second, bam, and then they stop it. They'll hit like Godzilla, 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 and then they'll win buckets of these credits. So slots here are a little different. You just one at a time stop it, and if you stop it on the picture, you win. And certain machines, when they'll give you can tell by the way it stops. They have books on this stuff. My bosses and those people just loved it, and they lived off this stuff. Just gambling, horse races every Sunday. I used to do horse races with them as well. I would, always chip in like $20, $30 and just pick a number. They did all the horse numbers and stats. This horse is this horse, won 25 races in the last 2 years, whatever. And I would just pick a number and roll a dice or something. So every week I would bet on a horse. I never won. I would just say, okay, number 6. And he'd be like, yeah, number 6, no good. And I was like, it's okay. Number 6, $20. I mean, especially because I was just using the $600 I won off of the pachinko in the first place. I didn't care. So one week I told him like how many horses are racing. And he said 16. So I was like, I'll take 16, number 16. He was like, no, that's the worst horse. That's the underdog. And I'm like, no, I'll take it. I lose every week, so it's not. And I was like, $50. And he's like, are you serious? Why not, break it up 25, 25 or 10, 10, 10 to different horses, different ways. I was like, no, $50 and 60, but I only had $100 bill on me. So I forgot to give him the money. I got to the train station after work, and it was Saturday. So I was like, this week I don't lose any money. Oh well. I really didn't even care. So Sunday came, and the Monday I went back to work in the morning, and the boss comes up to me. He's like, you didn't give me the money. You didn't give me the money. And I was like, no, I know. It's not a big deal. He's like, you didn't give me the money, so I didn't make the bet. I was like, it's okay. I don't care. He's like, no, 16-1. I was like, really? Wow. He's like, but you didn't give me the money, so I didn't make the bet. I was like, it's okay. It's no big deal. He's like, no, $50 would have got me like $4,000 or 5,000. I mean, it was like huge amount of money because it was the underdog. It was the worst horse, and $50 on one horse. He's like, he felt so bad, and I don't know, maybe he made the bet and kept the money. I have no idea, but he was like, I think I would have won. He said, I think $4,000 or $5,000. I was mad for the rest of the day. That were my day. I could have. I mean, back then, 21 years old, that was a month and plus paycheck. So after that, I never gambled on horses again. I love it. I just don't know how to fill out the papers, so I just stopped doing it. I'd like to go to horse races sometime, though. That'd be pretty cool. Well, that's my gambling stories in Japan. So hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.